All right, guys, welcome back. We are closing out the logging and monitoring session. So we're going to go over, last but not least, how to protect that log data, right? It's very important to go ahead and protect that because it can have critical information as it relates to your enterprise or your company. Okay, so the goal here after we go over, and this is going to be a short session tonight. After we go over some of the theory that we're going to go over tonight, right? You guys should be able to go ahead and identify, right, from second nature, how to perform those log backups, right? How to configure log rolling and uploading, right? And how to perform those log downloads, right? And this is a minimum requirement for you guys to go ahead and pass the NSE4. All right. So backing up logs, right? Why do we need to go ahead and back up logs, right? It's to go ahead and make sure that we can protect our log data, right? And what would backing up our logs do, right? How would we do it, right? And basically what it is moving our logs from on the FortiGate, right, to an external, right, device, right, or external destination, right? That destination being maybe another server, right, or it being maybe a USB, right, maybe an allowed, right, or confirmed USB that the team agreed on, maybe the security team agreed on, say, hey, you can use this, it needs to stay in this certain location, et cetera, et cetera. But you can do all those things, right? You can go ahead and go into the CLI, right, and go ahead and do the command execute backup disk all logs, and you'll have those options, right? Whether it be FTP, right, TFTP, right, FTP meaning file transfer protocol, TFTP being trivial file transfer protocol, or using a USB. You have those options, right? Right. And so you can go ahead and do all that for all your logs. You also have the options to set it for a specific log, if you can see the bottom one, right? The goal here, right, is to understand that when you do get these logs, right, you're going to see logs for everything, right? Everything you guys saw so far. Your forward traffic logs, your local in logs, right? Your logs that are related to your UTMs, right? Maybe your event logs. You will see all those things. But right, you also have the option if Don wanted to go ahead and say, hey, I just want event logs so I can see what happened on the FortiGate, any changes and what have you, any admin changes. He can go ahead and just pull those, copy it to a USB, and maybe he can go ahead and decrypt it, take a look at it, right, on a log parser. Okay. All right. You also have the option, right? It just doesn't have to be in the CLI. You also have the option to go ahead and back up logs to a USB from the GUI, as you guys can see right there, right? As soon as you pop it in, it'll give you the option, hey, you guys want to copy, the logs to the USB? Boom, go ahead and click on log to USB. All right. Any questions?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and keep rolling. Right. So, right, log rolling, log upload. Right. Log rolling, right, similar to zipping a file. What it does is, of course, it lowers the space requirements needed to contain those files, right? Right, and all you're doing is you're compressing those logs and saying, hey, I want to move it here, not deleting them, right? But I'm compressing them so they can go ahead and go into an external, maybe go into an archive, go into external things, or what have you. Right. So you do have that option to do so. And what's the goal of this, right? You don't want your logs to be overwritten, right? So by default, right, if your FortiGate reaches roughly 20 megabits, right, in size, it'll go ahead and roll those logs, meaning they'll be gone forever, right? So you want to go ahead and in correction, they'll be put into the archive, but then once the archive reaches a certain size, then it'll be gone forever, right? So you want to make sure that you configure your log schedule, as you guys can see in the CLI, and you guys actually plan, hey, we got a roll schedule, but we also need to go ahead and coordinate with backing up our logs so that whenever it hits that maximum, right, in our rolling schedule, rolling log size, right, in its archive, it won't be deleted. Okay. All right. Now log upload.
Can you say that one more time? If it's archive, It won't be. That's what you said. If it's archived, it won't be deleted, right? That's what you said. I was taking notes. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. So if it's archived, right, after a certain point of the archive log size, it will be deleted. So this is where you need to properly plan your logging, right?
Okay.
And this goes back to the other slide, right? Are you going to back up your logs? If you back up your logs, perfect. Will it be archived on the local box, right? And logs will roll, right? And you also have the option to roll them at a certain schedule, certain size, right? You also have the options to upload them to a certain server, what have you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys being network security engineers, right? You guys have to also, whenever you're deploying firewalls, especially FortiGates, plan this part of the deployment as well, right? So you know your logs are here. Maybe you have a policy, right, or a standard in place that you guys need to keep logs for maybe 2 years, 3 years, or what have you. So you need to plan all of that out before you deploy a FortiGate. So utilizing some of these tools and how to proactively save your logs can be effective within you know, cohering with those standards. Okay. So again, with log rolling and log uploading, right? Similar to backing up, all these things can be done in the CLI. Okay. Okay. Any questions so far?
None for me.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's talk about downloading those logs directly from the GUI, right? Let's say Markivia, she jumps in and something happened at 10 o'clock, right? And those logs still exist locally on the FortiGate, right? You can actually log into the FortiGate, get on the GUI, and save those logs, right, to your local computer, right? Maybe the browser that you're on the FortiGate with, or save it to a server, right? And you'll have a copy of those raw logs in that file. Okay, as you guys can see, of course, once you hit that button to the top left of the log screen, it'll give you maybe your browser to go ahead and say, hey, drop it down. Perfect. It'll have it set in stone. And you guys can parse it for yourself. And there's actually a website as well, and I implore you guys to do so. There's actually a website on Fortinet's website to where you can learn how to parse the logs yourself and take a look at it and see, hey, this happened at this time. This was the action. This is what it detected. Maybe the ETM detected it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's real fun stuff, and this is an operational thing you guys need to know how to do, is to go ahead and download those logs as well. Okay. Any questions?
None for me.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, so with that being said, I have 2 questions for you guys. All right, so question 1. What happens when logs roll? Is it A, it lowers the space requirements needed to contain those logs, or is it B, they are uploaded to an FTP server? Now here's a hint. This is just saying what happens when logs roll without any configuration.
Is it A?
A.
There we go. Perfect. So it lowers the space requirements needed to contain those logs. All right. Question 2. When you download logs on the GUI, is it A, all logs in the SQL database are downloaded, or is it B, only your current view, including any filter set, are downloaded?
B.
B.
There we go. Jesus, you guys are great. So with that being said, you guys did great, by the way. You guys have completed the logging and monitoring section. So you guys are done, right? You guys actually have one section left within the security study guide, and that is the SSL VPN section. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go through that for the next 2 weeks, right? Because it's probably going to take 2 weeks to cover with labs and what have you. Definitely take some time to review the logging and monitoring. And I know we're skipping chapters 7 through 11, well, sections 7 through 11 into the study guide. So if you can, guys, read over that as much as you can. You're going to need it for the exam. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll go ahead and start with SSL VPN, okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank
All
you.
right, guys. You have a great night.
All right, take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.